Sounds good. Good evening. My name is Nigel Chambers. I'm from Big Go Built Media, Lagueria, and Aaliyah. Thank you so much for the time today to talk about your new project, Black Barbie, coming to Netflix June 19th. How are you two beautiful women doing today?
Fantastic. It's so wonderful to see you and to be talking about this incredible movie, the brainchild of this incredible woman right here.
Hi, it's nice to meet you. We are
Nice.
opposites. Yes.
Before we get started, listen, I'm gonna need you to ask Auntie where I can submit my application for the CRS Club because I'm telling you right. I'm telling you right now, I had the balls to show. I was like, wait a minute now, Auntie.
Imagine how we felt while she was doing the interview. We're like trying to stay composed. But yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. Listen, I gotta tell you, it's so beautiful because we know within our household and within our culture, we always talk so much about the emphasis about the stories that are within our family, and sometimes they end up passing with some of our relatives, our grandmothers and our aunties in this case. And this doesn't happen with our auntie's willingness to sit down and let it all out, which is so beautiful to have that connection and relationship. I want to know, Lagueria, when you first realized and you wanted to be a filmmaker, you talked about the aspirations in doing so, but when you realized that there was true gold in terms of not only of everything that your aunt had accomplished, but everything that she stood for. At that moment, when did you realize that this needed to be told, and when did Aaliyah get involved with it?
I'm gonna tell you, the minute my aunt said she was on that Barbie line, that first Barbie line in 1959, and was like, well, we want a black Barbie, I knew it, a story was there. That was it. She said that. And as a filmmaker, I just remember cocking my head and being like, you know, I'm a filmmaker, right? I want to tell your story. And she's like, what are you talking about? So immediately knew that there was something there. And then you did the math like 3 years ago.
Yeah, we
This
met
woman,
in
yes.
June of 2021. We met at this little coffee shop called Bricks and Scones in Larchmont here in LA. This woman had been on a journey for a decade of, getting the story down, writing treatments, finding the financing. She had gotten her financing from an incredible duo, Lindley Productions, an Asian American team that's financing some incredible projects. And she needed a producer. And when I saw her deck, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe Black Barbie was born in 1980. That's the year I was born. And, my parents were very much so of the camp of you only get Black dolls and all of these things. And so I kind of took that for granted. But as she started telling me her aunt's story, and then as we started discovering all this stuff about the Shindana Toy Company, Kitty Black Perkins, Stacey McBride Irby, like I like to say this film is like there's so much history and celebration and discovery when we talk to the kids about what they're feeling and how they're seeing and interpreting the media. So it was just like a no-brainer. Like it's so impressed by Lagueria, the amount of research she had done. She was also producing at the time. And I was like, baby girl, you got to get into the creative. So yeah, I'm so proud of her. I'm just like, this is her coming out.
And I was just so impressed in the sense of, at first I was thinking, I was like, I need someone who's done documentary because I've not done it and I don't want to like miss anything. But I don't know, we just connected. It made sense. And so I was like, okay. And
Yeah, I was like, I haven't done a doc, but I know story. I've produced film, I've produced television. I'm like, I watch a lot of docs.
so I was like, I felt like we could do this, and we did it. And of course, I was like, what's your sign? That was
Yes,
my
that's
last.
the last. Let me tell you something. Even though there was like an initial click, there were several interviews. I had to interview with her. I had to interview with our EP team from Lindley and Milan Chakraborty. And then I think we had
Another
another
one?
interview.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this was like right after we had come out of the pandemic. This is like 2021. I had done this family celebration in Arkansas, where I'm from, for the July. And so like the day afterwards, I'm like telling my cousins to hush so she
Oh,
can
right.
she and I
Yeah.
can have a
You was on
conversation.
Mhm.
And so then and then like it was a few more days and she emailed me and she's like, okay, last question. What's your sign? I was like, oh my, say less, girl. I am Pisces sun, Pisces rising, and Cancer moon. But don't worry, I got a lot of Virgo in my chart. That's how we get it done. So
So funny because I was for sure, I was like, I know this is gonna sound like a strange
it was
question,
the best kind of question ever.
but I just need to know because it's like a marriage jumping in. We're gonna be on with this for a minute. So like I just want to make sure we set. And then she sent that over with the pipe. I was like, you know what? I'm a
Yeah.
She's like, I got this free air. I'm like, come on, air.
double Pisces, moon. So we water moons. I
I
was like,
love it.
okay, we got it.
Yeah.
Every immediate woman in my family is a Pisces, so that's why I love you two so
Hey,
much.
that's why I
Hey,
like
I
you.
knew I knew there was some energy flowing in here, you know.
Mhm.
Uh, Lagueria, I love that like your personality is fully in display in terms of the commentary, even to the point at the end where you say I don't hate dolls no more. It was such an added cherry on top of everything that's being said because there's a lot of flow of emotions, and as a viewer, understanding conditioning in our community, things we, without getting too emotional, but like things we perceived as normal, realizing back now was completely not only just traumatizing in retrospect, but just flat out wrong. And you're getting these interviews with folks that are recognizing these things and addressing them head on. Was there a measure of therapeutic sessions with everybody that you had to kind of like talk about these and creating that safe space for them to open up about things that they may have been, traumatized with or just triggered by over the years?
Man, that's a good question. I feel like I think a lot of the people who sat down with us were surprised that we were going to be able to have the conversations we had. I was surprised. And my approach is that we're just having a conversation. We're just talking.
Yeah.
And so then when we get to talking, then it's a safe space to begin with. It's, relating.
Yeah, and I think one of the words that is truly one of Ligeria's favorite words in the world is intentional.
Yeah.
And I have to
Mhm.
give her credit because she was very intentional about crew that she hired. And so like, it obviously starts from, one of our states just came in. It starts from the top. But like everybody from like our associate producer, Brian Klugowitz, who was really like, manning our set and everything down to our PAs, everybody, it was just all love. Our DP, Sarah Garth. So it's like, you're looking into all of these beautiful women's eyes as you are bearing your soul. And so I don't know, Lagueria just fostered a wonderful environment for sharing and reciprocity, and that's how we moved. And I remember that was one of the things that Betsy, when we were able to shoot Shonda Rhimes at her home, Betsy Beers was like, God, I feel like, is this a spy experience? I haven't had an experience like this. I was like, welcome to Lagueria Davis.
Yeah. Nothing to see.
Listen, one emphasis on the wrap of this is you talked about the job not being done. I just want to say congratulations thus far on the success of this documentary. In Black history, we are constantly in all sorts of different corners starting to bring out these stories that we knew about, but the world didn't. And some of our stories have been suppressed, and now we're doing the work in order to get these stories told. So I just want to say thank you so much for doing this and for the change that you all are going to create, echoing the sentiments that folks need to hear and putting this on Netflix, one of the biggest streaming platforms in the world, so that everybody gets an opportunity to see this and take it in, let it metabolize, and understand that there's so much that needs to be done over the generations of the story that's being told here. So I really appreciate you too.
Oh my God, we appreciate you.
you.
Thank you so much. I hope you have an amazing Juneteenth
You
celebration.
know it.
Get your whole family crew ready with all their devices to press play on Black Barbie.
Absolutely. And as she said, Black Barbie coming to Netflix June 19th. Thank you so much, Queens.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow.